We've got a group of 6 very colorful battle scenes of the Civil War. Where did you get them?
I got them from my aunt. My uncle is the one who collected them. When she passed away, she allowed me to choose a print. I thought it was 1. There turned out to be 6 altogether.
So they were all behind?
They were all behind,
yeah,
right.
Well, that
so I got a
pretty
bonus.
well.
Yeah.
That's nice.
These originally were part of a set of 32, I believe, prints of different battles. And but there's been a lot of reprints, so I didn't know if they were the originals, whether they were, you know, real, or what they're worth.
Right, and that is actually a very good question, because you're right. It's one of the most famous series of Civil War prints, and they're done by a Chicago firm called Kruz Allison. And their name is right down here. You can see Kurz and Allison, art publishers. Kurz was actually a mural painter he started, and they have this very bold style that's kind of similar to what you would see in a mural. These were done in the late 1880s and 1890s. Right after the Civil War, people were kind of just wanting to avoid it. By the late 19th century, they finally started to say, well, yes, it was tragic, but we can maybe start to celebrate some of the heroism in it. They were somewhat made up, the images. I mean, we're talking many years after the war ended. So they show the essence of what they thought was the important aspects of each particular battle. Now, they're very famous, they're very colorful, people like them, so there have been actually lots of reproductions of them. These are originals. Okay, so that was good. Yes, that is good. The way you can tell is, one is all the reproductions that I've ever seen are actually slightly smaller than these. Also, the copies are all done photomechanically, and if you look at them through a scope, you can see the dots and that kind of thing that indicates they're done photomechanically. These are done by chromolithography, and which is kind of an interesting process where each color in the image was printed from a separate stone. So they would have used a lot of stones to make them. Looks very different when you look at it under a scope, or just if you're used to it if you look at them. So these are the originals. The condition on these is very good. What's important with these is that you have good color, which they do have, and the chromolithography tends to last well, but also you want good margins, and these are all the full margins on them. Now they do have some nicks and a few chips, but that's fairly minor. You wouldn't knock off really anything significant for the condition issues. You can fix it. You do have a cardboard backing on the frame. The cardboard is not good. Anything with acid in it shouldn't be touching the print. What you should do is put on a rag mat behind it. The ideal thing would be for each one to be put with acid-free paper between it, just so that nothing it touches has acid.
Well, I would like to frame them, each one. That's
a great thing to do with it. Now, the battle matters. You know, Gettysburg is going to be more because it's one of the most famous battles. Here's the Battle of Antietam. That's a fairly well-known battle. That's going to be a little more than the Battle of Corinth. So, you know, there's going to be a range. In a retail environment, in a shop, these generally sell for about $600 to $700 each. Since you have 6 of them, the total value of your collection is between about $3,600 and $4,200 for all 6 of them.
Very good.